Senator from Texas.
Mr. President, this body has a choice before it. Do we pass legislation that will be ineffective in stopping violent crime, that has very little prospect of preventing the next mass shooting, that will do very little to make schools safer, but at the same time will undermine the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens? That's the Democrat bill that is currently on the floor. Or do we instead move to pass real legislation that will stop violent crime, that will put gun criminals in jail, that will prosecute felons and fugitives who try to illegally buy guns, and that will provide serious funding for school safety? The Cruz-Barrasso legislation provides funding to double the number of police officers in schools across America so our kids can be kept safe. $36 billion total in funding repurposed from unspent Democrat emergency funds. This bill also provides $10 billion in funding for mental health counselors in schools to stop troubled teens before they go down a horrible road. The Democrat bill has much smaller funding for cops in schools, much smaller funding for mental health, but much more infringement of the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens. So it's a choice all of us have. Do we want to stop these crimes, or do we want to play politics? And I would note, Mr. President, that the proponents of this bill at the outset swore up and down, there will be amendments. We will have amendments on this bill. Well, right now, the Majority Leader wants no amendments. And how do we know that? Because the Majority Leader has filled the amendment tree, has blocked amendments. This morning, the Majority Leader was saying that he would allow a vote on Cruz-Barrasso, a straight-up vote. But for whatever reason, that has changed. And so right now, amendments are blocked. But fortunately, it is the right of any senator to move to table that blocking amendment, and that's what I will do momentarily. And the reason I am moving to table this blocking amendment is to take up Cruz-Barrasso. And so this vote is a straight-up vote. Do you support serious law enforcement? Do you support prosecuting violent criminals who use guns in their crimes? Do you support prosecuting and sending to jail felons and fugitives and those with serious mental illness who try to illegally buy firearms? And do you support getting serious about protecting our schools? Do you support doubling the number of cops in our schools so that our kids are safe? Do you support funding mental health counselors so our kids are safe? This is an opportunity for every senator to decide if they support doing something that actually fixes the problem, or if they put a higher priority on partisan politics. On the merits, this vote should be 100-0. We will see what the vote is in reality. Accordingly, I move to table amendment number 5100, and I ask for the yeas and nays.
Is there a sufficient second? There appears to be. The clerk will call the roll.
Ms. Baldwin. Mr. Barrasso.